Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina. We're so excited to have you guys joining us today. Tina, how are you doing?
It is cold here in North Carolina. It's 24 degrees.
Well, you know what? You would be warmer if you had slippers that actually had toes in them. Show us your slippers. Look at these silly little slippers that she's wearing for warmth. They're slides, though.
Yeah, they're fine.
Get a real slipper, lady.
But these are so cute.
She's like, I'm freezing. I'm so cold.
Look,
But she's wearing these.
I was gonna wear just like a black t-shirt, and I was like, oh, I'm freezing. And I'm always hot, like always hot. But it's 24 degrees.
Yeah, it's actually chilly here in Florida. It got down
Really?
to the 30s and 40s. So yeah, it is a little bit chilly. I'm actually wearing my sweatshirt that
You're wearing your Disney hoodie?
I am. Oh, it is. It's yeah, under
Is-
the
That's the hoodie that they brought you when you had to work.
I
And
did. I
yeah.
did. We came down here in September and had I was working because it was a last minute trip. So I hadn't scheduled my time for a lot of days, like a lot of time off. And so they all went to Disney while I worked. In fact, I think we were hosting a summit or something, like I was doing something. They
Yeah.
all went to Disney and I said, bring me back something pretty. And they brought me back this sweatshirt.
Okay, so
So
this sweatshirt here, this is going to be like a commemorative thing. So this sweatshirt is what happened, what caused this whole entire ripple effect of Angel moving to Florida.
that was the trip that had the ripple effect. In fact, we just started doing our 100 days of entrepreneurs of reinvention, and Connie was our kickoff story. She was our guest speaker yesterday, but I will be sharing this story of how all of this came together, because I'll tell you what, it has just been so masterfully planned from above. And
And you got to make sure you tell them the backstory too, of like
yeah,
you starting to purge your stuff and paint and like fix little things. And that was like in April and May.
well, it was like in August, but
It was in August.
right, April and May, the world, like we were still pivoting and shifting and adjusting to not traveling. I kept thinking I was going to go back out on the road. Remember, I was still thinking the world was going to open up. And by August, it was just like, all right, we need to do some stuff around the house. And we took over, we like started a huge project. Our house we'd been in for 20 years, cleaning it out. We got rid of my daughter's bedroom, childhood bedroom furniture, because they were gone and weren't coming home. And yeah, we just started doing all of this stuff in August and renovating the house. And yeah, I'll tell more of the story, because
It really is a
it
whole
is
thing, like
a
from
God thing.
beginning, and then by next week, we'll
By
all know.
by tomorrow.
By Monday. I'm saying by Monday.
Oh,
Our audience is
our
going to
audience will
all know
know. Yeah,
Friday night, but you guys have to wait till Monday.
I know. We will know. We will know tomorrow, because we are the backup offer on this home, this dream home that we discovered. And his closing date is scheduled for tomorrow. Like that's what he put on the contract. But nobody has heard from him since the day they signed it. And he doesn't have an appointment. Like he doesn't have a time and a location. That was just the closing date they put on the contract. And that's supposed to happen tomorrow. Of course, they can't accept our contract until that one falls through. So anyways, I will go. I promise. There's all these like little moving parts
Yeah,
and little
so stay
pieces
tuned on Monday morning for the Angel and Tina Morning Show to find out.
to find out. Yeah, to find out exactly how, like the whole story, because it is an amazing story, and it's definitely one that I know that I
Well,
need
it
to
is
share.
exactly what you teach all of us. If you take action, have faith and take action, God's going to show up. And that is exactly what you've been doing. Like you call and like, oh, this happened. And I'm like, oh, darn. And then you're like, oh, but we're just going to have faith. And then like the next day, like, I'm like, can you do some favors for me and have God like do this? Because like, I think you have like a direct line here.
I do feel that I will tell you is humbling to visibly see God working in your life, like in
Like,
the very present
yeah, in
moment.
that present moment instead of like years down the road, because
Yeah.
it's hard to see that.
Yeah.
Something would happen to her, and like the next day it would get fixed. And then like something else would happen. And then the next day it'll get fixed. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah. I read that Jesus Calling app, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it was been this whole month has been talking about these are not your problems. These are not your obstacles. Like, be patient, trust in me, have gratitude. And I was like, okay, all right, not my problem. Like, he's done this and this so far. So yeah, it's been an amazing story. So Dream House, I will know tomorrow if our offer is accepted. And so yeah, keep
We have
praying.
some amazing people in our studio today. We have Connie Ponturo, who is like the best thing in the world to me, because the last couple of months I have had a torn rotator cuff, and she has helped me via Zoom. Like once a week, we get on Zoom, and I have to do all these weird things and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, I can raise my arm and do all this kind of stuff now. I mean, I
What big
can't
girl
do it.
put her own bra on today? Did you put your own bra on today?
Yes, I have a bra.
But there was a while you could not. Right?
For like 2 months. For like 2 months, I could not do that. I mean,
I only say that because she shared it too. I would not have shared that had she not.
You're like, oh my God. No, for real. I couldn't put my hair in a ponytail. I couldn't do anything. And if you guys have ever had a torn rotator, like I couldn't even like reach over. I couldn't do nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But she has helped me with all these different exercises and little tools that she'll tell me. And then I'm look crazy when I'm like laying in bed, because I'm like, people are looking at me. I'm like, I'm doing my exercise. They're like, you look like wax on, wax off.
Wax off. But you have been a miracle worker, Connie. And so we're super excited to have you on the morning show with us. And Shena Marie, I think this is your first time on the show with us, right?
It is her first time.
How is that possible? Because we've just been doing all sorts of amazing stuff together. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
She's like, thank
all right,
you.
ladies. Yeah, this is we're super grateful to have you here, and it has been an amazing journey. And I mean, you both have some incredible stories of just walking in faith, taking action, taking those big leaps, and seeing, really beyond what is it really explainable success and opportunities that have come your way too. And I don't want to steal your thunder, but I just want to set the stage. If you want to share something really special, like you can. And so, Shena, do you want to start?
Well, yeah.
There's something special you would like to share with our audience of 200,000 people?
I don't know about a confession, but I can show a story of walking in faith. So I was not born an entrepreneur. I actually was kind of not really into it, honestly. But my husband, his old career, he used to have to travel constantly. And we had our son 8 years ago. And so he didn't want to travel anymore. So when my son was 7 months old, we gave up a multiple six-figure income to start a business from scratch and have it be our only income, and completely on faith. We've turned it into a 7-figure business in 7 years.
Ooh, okay.
Wow. That is taking a risk.
Right. But look at what happened. I mean, these defy, I don't know, like logic sometimes, right? Like, no, you got to have the grind, and you got to, and it's going to take you 20 years. And right. Like, there's so many people that will tell you it doesn't work. It can't work. And in fact, I was on a call with somebody yesterday, and she said she's been going to this group, this weekly business builders group, and for, years. And she was telling them that she's going to publish a book, and she's, kind of making some shifts and some changes. And they're like, you can't do that in like this amount of time. And she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. And they're like, no, like, we're going to have to like, mastermind with you. And we're going to have to like come. And she's like, look, I've got, like, we're doing it. Like, it's already done. We've got people. And they are looking at it like, there's no way you can't do that. And so sometimes like we just need a new pond, right? Like we need to, and this was a word, we had a guest on our show earlier this week. And she said, I just surrounded myself with people who were leveling up. Like, you get to be that, you're in that pond. And when you get to be the biggest fish in that pond, it's time to jump into a new pond. Right. And so that you can level up, you can only grow as big as your container.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm feeling like there's all these great resources that we're like jumped into a whole new pond. And Shena, I think that's what you did.
Who are they to tell somebody that they can't do it?
I know.
Because you can do whatever you put your mind to. And if you really went out there and looked, that there's somebody who made $1 million in a year. That there's somebody who wrote a book in 3 days. These people who have done it. So why not me? Why not you?
So Shena Marie, were there people around you that you just had to ignore, dismiss? Like did you have to change your front row?
Pretty much everyone who knew what we were doing.
I had to pretty much get a whole entire new plan because everyone told me I was crazy.
Well, I was attempting the whole stay-at-home mom thing. I was kind of terrible at that anyways. I'm designed to be a worker. But, when you have all of your friends looking at you like you have this cush life, like, why would you give that up? And it's like, well, because I never see my husband. He traveled 9 months of my son's first year of life. Like, that's not fun for anybody. And so we just knew we had to make a change. And so we did. And we really fell into what we do now. We do concrete repair, coating, and polishing. We just fell into it through a series of events. And yeah, it's kind of, we just kept rolling with it. And now we couldn't imagine a different way of having it happen.
My husband, I remember when he started his company, he started a fire alarm and security system company, years ago. And he was able to sell it. Like, it got to a place, then it was viable, and he was able to sell it. And when he first started it, we never thought about him selling it, at least not in the near future. But then when I started traveling and he was able to travel with me, we got to a place where he was on the road too often to keep this brick and mortar.
We had a person on our show a couple of months ago who said, create a business that you can sell. Wasn't it something like that? Like,
there's a lot of times that's where the money is, right? Is when you sell.
You don't think that I would ever sell this business. This is my business. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. But you're right. You make a good amount of money when you can create
when you sell it. Well, that's why we named my company is Vedette Global. It's Vedette Global Media, and it's not Angel's name. And there are pieces that right now, as we're building it, there's a lot that's tied to my personal brand and who I am. But there's an exit strategy in place for it so that someday it could be transferred, it could be sold. And so it's a journey, and I don't plan to do it anytime soon, but you don't want to leave that out of the options.
You just bought your dream house, so you never know.
Oh, this is going to be where we build, right? Where we absolutely build Vedette Global Media. And so Shena Marie, now, how, when you tell that story, I'm sure people want you to teach them, how do I do that? And can you teach me? And now it can turn into a whole new something and something.
Yeah. So it's funny that you talk about selling a business, because we, from day one, have made sure we have no intention of selling anytime soon, but have just made sure that we're financially in a place that if we were to sell it, we could, because a lot of people they'll build a clientele or they'll build different processes, but they won't build anything to actually sell. So I help, I am the Pocket CFO. And so I help businesses start and scale to 7 figures because I've actually done it twice now myself.
Wow.
Nice.
But it's so good to learn, to hire somebody to do that has done it. I was in your place and I had nothing and I did quit my job and I lost everything and this is what I did. Type of thing, instead of, having it, I've had this for 25 years and
Or I read a book, and so now I'll tell you what this book said. Now I've been in the trenches, and I literally remember couponing and going to multiple stores, but only having $10 in gas. And so I could only go to one store a day to get the different food to feed my family. So I've definitely been there. It's like, have you seen that movie, Terms of Endearment, when she's in the grocery store and they're like, she doesn't have enough money? I literally had that experience. And it was awful. It was as bad in real life as you imagined it could be. And so my mission now is to make sure no one else, I call it the Terms of Endearment experience, no one else has a Terms of Endearment experience, because it was the worst. It was seriously the worst.
I remember this was years ago. Jay and I had gone through Financial Peace. I don't know if you guys know Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace.
I sold phones to him.
Yeah. So so we had gone through it ourselves. And then we actually were able to go back and teach it, which was really fun to be a facilitator. But we would, when you're crawling yourself out of debt, one of the things is, you're living with cash and cash budget. And we would go to the grocery store with a certain amount, right? And, we're kind of trying to add it up as we go through, and then you get to the checkout. And so then we had these are the things we absolutely want, right? Now there's a couple things at the end if we go over just in case we might have to give back. And we lived in a nice area. So having to put something back at because we're now over budget. I remember 3 weeks in a row, my kids didn't get Capri Suns because they never quite made it to the list. And so they're like, do you think this week they could be in front, in the front of the groceries? Because
it is so hard, because there are those times in your life that and people know my story too, that you kind of lose everything, and you find those people, you find that one, and it's sometimes a very, very small group that says, come on, let's go, I don't want you to go through this, what can we do, let's do this together. But Shena, you're right, a lot of your people, they end up turning their back on you, or you can't do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. So what was it that turned your mentality around that says, I don't care what you're saying, I'm gonna still do this?
I guess I kind of just didn't have a choice. And then right after I had my daughter, so she's 5 now, it was the winter, and so our business is really seasonal. I decided to go get a job, and that was the best. It was the best of times, the worst of times.
A just over broke?
Yeah, an actual job, for a company, and it was a really good job. So on paper, everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing job. How did you land this job? I'm like, well, I'm in sales. And I was doing great at it, but it was awful. I dropped my kids off with the daycare at literally 6:01. I didn't get to pick them up until 6:15. I was tired. It was the worst. And then after daycare and taxes and healthcare, I looked at my paycheck and it was $220 a week for a $70K a year job.
And you're like, is this worth it?
And I was like, nope, no matter what, I am all into biz. Yeah. I am now an entrepreneur. And that's what made me an entrepreneur. Getting a job.
Whatever it took, right? We'll try this, but finally getting a job is the ultimate answer. It is really, I know Courtney Epps, we had her on yesterday. I was just going to say,
Courtney Epps was talking about how great it is to have your home business and everything.
Well, and she says, if you are a career person, and so what does that make you, a 1099 employee, right? you just becoming an entrepreneur, starting a business and attempting to make an income, you can cut like $5,000 to $10,000 off your taxes because of what you pay as an employee in taxes is so high compared to what you can, move around if you are an entrepreneur. So I love your story. Like I had to get a job to realize like this ain't gonna cut it. How about you, Connie? I know you've gone through a few different transitions and changes, and do you have a fun little faithful story for us today?
Yeah, so interesting. What you're talking about is that you either come out of fear or you come out of love. And those are the only two situations that people function out of. And I think in these days, most people are coming out of fear. So to stay in love and stay focused on your commitment and what you do is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. So honestly, that's what I did. I stayed in my purpose and love for what I do. I love serving my clients. I love working with people. I have people who are in pain. And when you're in pain, you're in pain. And so when they shut down my studio, I just, kind of twisted it and said, what can I do to serve? What can I do to help my clients? I'll make videos. Okay, we'll make videos and I'll send them to my clients. And that's what I've done for the past 8.5 months, sent videos, done virtual classes, pushed the button on my recording of my classes, especially when I had no idea what I was doing, no lights, nothing. And I created a membership site out of that. And now I have over 250 videos, daily doses of health. I have a YouTube station and just getting people to commit to moving. Not a whole lot. You don't have to do CrossFit and you don't have to be crazy, but if you can move your body for 30 minutes every day, it makes a huge difference. You feel better, you look better. And here we are going into the holidays, right? We're used to parties and drinking and eating. And so now we don't have the parties. We're just drinking.
We can still drink and eat.
We're drinking and eating by ourselves, right?
Which might not be good. Which might not be a good thing, drinking and partying by yourself.
It's all we have.
That's all we have. And, you're going to have the people that are like, this is the worst thing that ever happened to us. And you're going to have other people saying, I don't know, it's kind of been my best year ever.
Yeah.
In a weird way. And it's like, how are you going to phrase your life? What are you going to think about? And I'm always going for the yes, say yes to everything. This happened for you for a reason. What's your outcome going to be? And make it positive. And so
I think you were like, they keep telling Angel and I that we were the business first responders. We were the first ones out there to do the virtual summit. But I think you were one of the first people out there in the fitness world who went online. Like it was,
I felt called up. Absolutely. I mean, I was like, okay, everyone was like, oh my God, this is the worst. All my other studios and teachers and stuff. And I was like, what can we do? Instead of what we can't do, I know what we can't do. What can we do? Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. And I like the fact that I can literally get on Zoom with you and you can give me exercises and things to do, go buy this, get this on Amazon. Okay, now next week we can do this and we can work on this, do this twice a day, do this 3 times a day, and I'll see you next week. And it's on Zoom. It's everything. The doctors are doing it now. So why not you?
Absolutely. And honestly, I think you can get more focused on working with somebody. Yeah. And because of you, Tina, I made all my affiliate links on Amazon for all my products. People said, I want that. I'm like, here's the page.
You need to buy this.
I'm like, duh.
You need to have an affiliate thing on your page, because if you're telling people to buy these bands and these things, you need to make a commission.
I know.
So that's good. I'm glad.
You're right. So it was because of you. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm with people all over the country. And so it's great. People pop into my classes. The other day, a friend popped in that was in preschool. My son and her daughter were in preschool, and my son's turning 28. So that was a while ago. So it's fun. It's fun to reconnect with people. I have a lot of clients that are like, oh, can't do that. I don't want to be on Zoom. I can't, it's like, come on, just show up. Let's have some fun. It doesn't have to be horrible. And let's have some fun. And they're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize it could be this easy.
Yeah.
And yes, that's the answer. How can we make it easy for us?
Well, speaking of easy, you have been coming on our Connect virtual summit every single month and spending like 10 to 15 minutes and helping us
No,
get out of our
five
she spends
minutes.
10 or 15 minutes, but she tells us to get out of our seat just for 5 minutes while we're sitting working here all day long. And she gives us these little things, these little tips that you can do sitting at your desk.
That's it. 5 minutes, 6 times a day. Okay, push back 5 minutes in 6 hours. That's 30 minutes of exercise if you can't figure out 30 minutes in the morning or at night. Push back for 5 minutes.
Just love she's taking away like all the excuses, right?
Exactly. I can't do it because I'm on Zoom. Okay, well, do you have 5 minutes? Well, yeah. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
But both of you ladies, I mean, just have been just taking these bold leaps and very brave. And I know that right now, yeah, there's a lot of people and, you know, they've made mistakes or they're coming from a place of fear. I was turning on the news last night. I wasn't meaning to turn on the news, but I turned on the TV and I was starting to watch something and I was like, I can't watch this. Like, I can't have that in my psyche. Like, I can't have those words infiltrating, because right now, like, that's what they want. It's like, do you remember the story of the crabs? Do you guys remember hearing the story of the crab bucket, right? The fisherman who, you know, is down by the bay, and if he, you know, puts the crab in the basket, he has to put a lid on it because the crabs will crawl out. But once he gets, you know, 3 or 4 in there, he doesn't have to even put the lid on, because every time a crab tries to come out, the others, you know, come from below and pull him back in. That to me is the news, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right?
that.
It is.
Yeah. Like anytime we think, you know, right, we're going to figure this out, we're going to come out of it, we're going to find our way through. I think the news just comes back in and says,
No,
yeah,
it's bad. Don't go out there. Yeah.
And I was in media for that.
I don't watch the news for that reason, because you have to really, if you're going to be intentional about staying in a positive state, you have to be intentional. And that is turning off the news. And that is stop listening to negative people and only reading positivity and writing in your gratitude journal and only listening to positive people and only putting happy people in your life. And if they have those people who are complaining or negative, you're like, it just takes one. Like that crab, it just takes one person and everybody goes, oh.
Yeah.
And you can just see everybody's like, oh.
And our brains are wired for the negative bias. So we're always searching for that. I mean, that's how we've stayed alive for this long, because we're like, uh-oh, is that friend or foe? Except we don't need that, but we're wired for that. So we do have attention. We have just to gravitate towards the negatives. So for us to be out of that and to stay positive is work. So we need to disconnect. We need to disconnect from that stuff in order to reconnect back to ourselves. That's where your power. In order to,
we can reconnect back. We can reconnect back with this.
I like that.
This is right. I think I'm so inspired. I'm just so inspired by you ladies. Okay, so let's talk about like exciting projects that you guys are working on and what's coming down the pike and what you guys have. But before we do, let me do really quickly just a quick little announcement of our
commercial break.
Our sponsors, yeah. Since
well, speaking of our sponsors, make sure you guys mark your calendars, and you ladies too, for December 30th at 11 a.m. Eastern. So from 11 to 1, we are having our 200th episode of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Can you believe it? 200 episodes, and it just so happens to be somebody's birthday, and I'm launching my book on that day too. So we are having the A&T Awards again, and we have so much fun on this. We give award after award after award, but you guys are able to nominate people. So nominate the best bit, the funniest, you know, you guys come up with the categories. Make sure you go onto the Angel and Tina Morning Show page and nominate your favorite guest so they can get an award on December 30th.
Love it. Well, let's say hi to our sponsors and recognize them. The Zondra TV network. We are digitally and globally syndicated across all those on-demand platforms that you guys love: Roku, Chromecast, Apple TV, all of them, Fire Stick, all of them, right? Because the Zondra TV network has incredible distribution, and the Angel and Tina Morning Show is featured on the ZTV network. If you've ever thought about hosting your own platform, make sure that you schedule your discovery call by going to Be On. Oh, it is? My whole screen is showing?
I mean,
You
the
can't
graphic
see
is
this?
showing too, but
Ah, stop.
your Facebook is up.
Please hold. Why does it do that?
I just didn't want something to pop up there, and I'm like, oh man.
Okay. Hold on. We're going to move him over here.
Dead air.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't compose myself.
Okay. Okay. How about now?
Perfect.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Technology, right? Like, we love it when it works, and yeah, but when it doesn't, it just makes us look like, I don't know, like we're not prepared. But we are. The
We
Zondra
really
TV
are.
network. BeyondZTV.com. Schedule your global discovery call today. If you've got content, you've got a podcast, and you've ever thought about hosting your own television show, your morning show, your afternoon show, your after dark show, go to beyondztv.com. That's BEONZTV.com. The Bliss by the Lake Boutique is our clothing sponsor. They've got all their holiday festivities and fun things in. Tina's been shopping galore there and finding some really fun stuff. You can check them out online. They've got fashion shows and trunk shows every single week on their Facebook page. So follow them on social media, and they ship anywhere across the globe. And then Sonic VA, if you feel just overwhelmed for getting it all done, here's our dirty little secret. Don't hire a virtual assistant or even a team of VAs. And when you mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show, they're going to give you a 10% discount off your first 40 hours of VA service at sonicva.com. They also have a new video assistant service too. So let's take those YouTube videos up a notch. Check them out at Sonic VA, SONICVA.com. Those are our sponsors. These are our fabulous guests. We are here to be that bright start to your day. And yes, December 30th is our 200th episode. It is Tina's birthday month. It's a huge month around here. We are also celebrating her book launch that day. But really what makes that day even more special is the fact that we get to celebrate our award winners of the A&T awards. So if you've got somebody,
we talk about the 200th episode, I still cannot believe we have done 200 shows. I mean, we do go live every weekday morning, so it does kind of
they add up, right, Connie?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Unbelievable. I was on the second episode.
Oh,
So
you were on the second.
I was happy to be here. So honored.
We need to have somebody do a compiled version of a video, all the different things, because I know my background has changed a couple of times, the way we did things. You just learn and you grow through it. But some of the amazing guests that we have had on simply blow my mind.
Every day, right? You guys challenge us to do better and to show up and to be our best selves, right? Yeah. And it is who we associate with is definitely. And
Angel and I, we keep notes. Sometimes we get, and it's most times we're oh. We're taking notes from things that they're telling, and we're oh wait, we want to learn that too.
Right, we get to shop, we get to buy stuff, we get to learn stuff, we get to build relationships and connect. Yeah, it's been fabulous. Shena Marie, so what exciting projects are going on in your world right now? What do the next 100 days look like for you?
So in January, I'm actually going to be launching my Intentional Income live course. Mm-hmm. So it's a great time to plan 2021 and what you want your income to be. I see a lot of people focusing on revenue goals, but revenue and profit are two different things. So I want to teach people how to create their income intentionally and transfer that revenue into their profits.
It's so funny, Sheena Marie, yesterday, because one of the, we're buying a house. So, we're having to pull together all of our papers and bank statements and stuff. And so I was saying something to Jay and he's like, yeah, I need to go in and reconcile, like, and put in all the credit card stuff that came in. And I said to him, I don't care what the expenses are. I want to know how much money I brought in. And he's like, well, we need to know both. I'm like, well, I'll let you worry about the other side.
I just want to know the other.
I just want to know. Like, I want to pat myself on the back and say, Angel, you did good, and let you worry about the income part. Like, you make you figure out how much I need to keep of it. I just want to know how much I brought in, because I want to do a happy dance, because this is my first year of really being on my own, not having a business partner and not having all these other things. Like, the first year of it's all fell on my shoulders to grow our business. And I'm like, I'm kind of stinking proud of what's happened.
Well, you did grow your business tremendously. Like, when people say, did coronavirus help you? You can say, yes.
Yeah, in a weird way, it's kind of been the best year ever, right? Like Conni was saying, in a weird way. So Sheena Marie, absolutely. I love the word intentional. Like, this is not just going to fall in your lap by any means. And income is very different than revenue. And so what are some, like, give me like what's your favorite thing to, like, I don't know, surprise people with, by the way? Like, this is really digging into, this is why you don't have income, is because, I don't know, some fun little juicy nugget.
Well, I teach everyone I call it the profit picture. So you have to think about your people, your processes, your product, and then your pricing, and that will lead you to your profit. So those are the 5 P's of your profit picture, and just really making sure that those pieces are all correct. Because if one of them is out of sync, then the whole thing is off. And you don't want a Picasso when it comes to this. So
I remember this was years ago, a previous company, we had started a membership, and we were charging a certain amount. And because of the quantity, and it wasn't the only thing we were selling, it seemed like it was really profitable. But at the end of the year, when we looked at what it cost us to deliver that product, that membership, it cost us more than we were charging. And I was like, how did we do that? Like, spend a whole year selling this item, but because there were so many, and it was an add-on. So it wasn't like where all of our income was coming from, but it was like at the end of the year, we were kind of analyzing it. So yeah, you would have spanked me, I'm sure, for like, but we put it back on track.
Yeah. And I see that a lot with business owners that have multiple things that they're selling, is they might have one thing that's profiting so much that the other things they're losing money on, they don't realize. Yeah. And so it's figuring those out and deleting the stuff that's losing money and increasing the stuff that's making money, so that we go this way instead of just staying in this weird, oh, I can't figure out how to grow. Well, because you're still doing too much of this. It's dragging you down. It's the crab in your business dragging you down.
Yeah. Right. And it's okay. Get rid of those things that aren't making you money, right? Focus on those things that are going to bring you income. How do we connect with you? And like, when do you start registrations for that?
So I'm going to be doing a profit picture challenge at the end of the month. And so anyone can reach out via yourpocketcfo.com, or just on my Facebook, find Sheena Marie, or Instagram at yourpocketcfo.
I'm taking notes.
Me too.
Right. You've got to know your numbers, right? And I think that, and not to put us in a box, but I think a lot of times, women, we undervalue, right, what we bring to the table. We would do it because we're such nurturers, right? And we just want to take care of everybody, and we just want to love on everybody. But and so it isn't about the money, right? And we're like, I don't want to, but we can do more when we make more. Like, there's more that we can serve. There's more impact we can have. Courtney yesterday, when we make more, we can feed more children, right? She's on a mission to eradicate child hunger. And she knows that she can, but we've got to go out and create this thriving business. So I think you're just in a beautiful, beautiful place, Shena Marie. So this is awesome.
Yeah. You can't give away what you don't have. So
Yep.
Ooh,
you have to
that's
get
a
it,
good
give
little
it.
nugget. You
True.
can't give away what you don't have. Love that. She's like,
Okay.
got a little soundbite right there.
Right?
How about you, Miss Connie? What's coming down the pike for you?
I'm going to piggyback on what Shena Marie said, know your numbers. Okay. So here we are in the holidays. People said, I want to lose weight. I want to do this. I want to do that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to jump on the scale and know your number. And then get up. Wait a minute.
Right. That's the number we
Because
don't
we're all living in denial.
That's the number
If
we
you want
low
it-
as possible and your bank
Wait a minute,
account
wait a
high as
minute.
possible.
Wait a minute. It's like just like your financial numbers. So
You're
if you want to
right.
change something, you have to know what you want to change and you have to make a goal. And you don't say by December 31st, I'm going to lose 20 pounds because that's not realistic. So what's realistic for you? To enjoy the holidays, to love the people around you, to love yourself and start moving your body more. Oh, I could do that. Okay. Once you know your numbers, you know what you need to aim for. So all of a sudden that 20th cookie maybe I don't need that if I want to get to my goal.
So 10 is enough.
Okay. So 10 is enough. Maybe none or maybe one. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a 1 or 2 cookie person. I'm either eat them all or don't have them. So that for me is better.
For some reason, I cannot see that on you.
Oh my God. I'm like, everyone's like, who ate? And I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm bad. So I stay away from that. I know my kryptonite, boy. I know my kryptonite. So anyway, that being said, that's about knowing your numbers. That's a number nobody wants to know.
Yeah.
Right? You need to know your credit score.
You were so right on that.
Everyone's
Yes.
like, it's because of the pandemic. Listen, this has been a crazy year, right? And so we have allowed ourselves a lot. 2021 is here. Guess what? It's going to be more of the same for a while. So everyone's got to put on their big girl panties, their big boy panties, know their numbers, and go ahead and know that they can do this. So what I'm working on is Get Fit in 5 challenge. It's a challenge I'm starting January 4th, and it's pushing back from your desk for 6 times for 5 minutes. Turn off your Zoom, listen to the call, but work out with me. You can do it. It will change you. It'll make you accountable for 21 days to make a new habit. It's really more than that, but I'll say 21 days. And can you take care of yourself? If you didn't take care of yourself in 2020, maybe 2021 is the year to take care of yourself because we're getting older. And if you want your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s and beyond to look different, you got to do something now.
Can you tell everybody? Can you tell everybody what your number is? Because it shocks me. Like I forget all the time, and then Joshi tells me.
Are you asking her age or are you asking her scale number?
She's asking my age.
Okay. I'm like,
Because every time she tells me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I still can't believe.
So let me just preface this by saying I was an actor for a while and I played 16-year-olds in my 20s. I was 26 playing. So I had to lie about my age my entire life. So now I'm like, yeah, I've stopped that. I don't care. So I'm 65, just turned 65 this year.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. And so, it's a state of mind.
Yeah.
And it's how you feel. Young and old is right here, comes right from your heart.
Can we find you on anything? Like on any shows? Can we find you?
Oh, on any shows? It's so now I'll show you my commercial reel sometime. I'll bring it up and show it to you. That'll be fun. I was one of the original McDonald girls, counter girls.
oh,
Really? Yeah, you're gonna have to do that maybe on the Connect Summit next week.
Yeah. I'll pull it up.
It was Shena Marie's talking about your income and you're like, okay, yeah, we want to know our income because, that's a number we're shooting for. And like, and that's a goal. And then you come on, you got to know your number, you got to get on the scale. And we're just like, oh, like, but you are so right, Connie, right? Knowing what did you say? Our credit score, our scale number, our income number, what
But
other,
not as a bad thing. I'm always saying whatever you are right now is okay. And you got to love that in order to change it. You got to love yourself into change. You can't hate it. I hate this. I hate my abs. I hate my arms. It's terrible. I'm never going to look, because it's the same with money. I'm never going to look. Right. I don't know. Because if I don't know, then it's
out of state, out of mind type of thing. But you're so right, because you're even telling me, get out there and start walking 30 minutes more every day. Don't start eating right now, but
move.
Just walk an extra 30 minutes.
Right.
And then next month, maybe take this out. And then, don't try to do everything all at one time. I'm going to walk 2 miles a day. I'm going to do this. I'm going to not eat sugar.
3 hours a day. I'm going to live on, saltines and wine.
And then in 3 days, you're like, screw it, I'm done.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate everything. And so if we can do small bites, right? How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Yeah. And so if you can do small things every day, you will get there. You will get there, both in your business and in your body.
Yeah.
It is even in your business. It's those small things that you do every day, those consistent habits, those consistent behaviors of showing up for work. But I think a lot of times, like, we wait, it's like the end of the month, the end of the quarter, and we're panicked because we haven't been building our business. We haven't been ringing the register. We haven't done. So then we're like scrambling, and it's exhausting. And that isn't a way to create a sustainable, scalable business, and one that is going to be 7 figures and sellable, and the plans and the goals and the dreams of why we do what we do. Did we give you our opt-in information, Connie?
No. So to get my daily doses of health, text the word self-care to 26786, and I send out daily workouts. They're very short, 3 to 5 minutes, or inspiration or meditation. And then absolutelygrounded.com is my membership site. And then I also have my virtual mat classes 4 days a week. Come join me at 11 o'clock Eastern. We do a lot of fun things. We make it's about having fun and moving your body. I've been doing that for the last 9 months, and I've got 23 to 91. That's my age range. And my 91-year-olds have been with me every day.
And your 91-year-old probably can run circles around that 23-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, so it's really the state of mind is what aging is about.
Yeah. And the way you talk to yourself.
And the way you talk to yourself, that love, joy for yourself, and you will feel so much better.
You too. You ladies are just brilliant. You're just brilliant. Shena Marie, what else do we want to make sure we cover while we've got you on the air today?
Well, kind of what Connie was talking about in terms of your financial life, it's the same way. You can't change where you are today. Like, it's a process. So just love where you are today. Recognize that it's just a place to start, but it doesn't have to be the finish line. And so we go to the next day, wherever we are, to wherever we want to be. It's just, how do we get there?
Yeah. It sounds so simple, but there's just some people that we can't get out of our own way. And that's something, I work with Melanie, and Connie does too. She talks about automation and systems and having all of this stuff that's in place, because she says a lot of times, like, what's stopping our businesses from growing is really us. Like, if we have to pick up the phone, if we have to, take an action, there's only so much, right, that we can do, and we might put it off and it might fall, on the back burner. Whereas if we can have systems in place, then we aren't what's stopping our business from growing. But I mean, we all talk to people all the time, and you hear them just talk themselves right out of something. I had a guy the other day, he's like, yeah, no, I don't want to write a book. And he gave me this whole litany of why he doesn't want to be published. And,
I don't want to speak on stages.
Right. But, and I'm like, why would you not? Like, why would you, if you knew and you know that it will, like, why would you not? And I just think that it's this level of fear. It's this level of making a mistake and not having it perfect or screwing it up or right. And it's like, but so what? Like, so what? In fact, I think there's more grace. Like, you will grow faster. The like fall down, screw up, figure out how not to do it fast so that we can get over that, hurdle and and go to because there will be a next thing, right? There will be a next layer and a next thing. So it is yeah.
And let people see it. Let people see you mess up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Because that's when they know, oh, wow, I can do that too.
Yeah.
If you can fall down and get up, then I can do that too.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, there's no there's no perfect place that you
Yeah.
go to. It's the next journey and the
Yeah.
next, and then, and you hope, right, that that's how it keeps growing.
Yeah.
But I say, let people see it all.
Mm.
Well, and funny you say that, because I tell Angel all the time, and not that she screwed this up, because she didn't by all means, but she has a course online and she put it up like in a weekend, and she's like, I just put it up. I, didn't put much time into it, didn't put much effort into it. But when I seen that course, it made me think, I can do this too.
Yeah.
And it made me put my course up within a week. I wasn't, doing all this preparation, and it has to have all this and has to look perfect and do this and this and that. I was like, oh, she has some of her things are audio and some of them are not, and some of them are video and some of them are not, and some of them are 5 minutes and some of them are 20 minutes. And I was like, I can do this. I can do this. But
And
if it was this huge, elaborate thing, I probably still wouldn't have done it.
A big piece of why I kept that was just for that reason, Tina, is to say to people, it doesn't have to be perfect. You have enough content. You could turn your camera on today and record your course. Like, you have everything that you need to get started. Like, if that's an excuse, let's eliminate, like Conni, right? Let's just turn the button on, hit record. And now she has over 200 episodes, right? She has all of this content. She's been able, now it's a membership site. She was able to take all that because she hit record. And that's how Media Mastery. I spent a weekend and I hit record. And, and let it grow. You can always go back, right? Add, tweak, and improve. But it has to start. And all those great YouTubers, they tell you, right? They'll go watch my first one. It was pathetic. It was ugly. It was messy. It was green. It was bad. But unless I started, I wouldn't know, right? Shena Marie, she had to go get a job to see like the benefit,
value,
right? And like, it was messy. It was ugly. It wasn't perfect, but she did it so that she could take that next step and know that when she took that next step, that was truly the right place for her.
Well, it's just like the saying that we've been saying, you have to be a glow stick, to be broken so you can shine bright, but you have to be broken first.
Yes, right? The glow stick, gracefully broken, right? And now we glow. We've all been broken, right? Let's be part of who's part of the glow stick club, right? Right? Been broken. Absolutely. But look at us shining. Okay, final word of wisdom or tip or idea or thought before we wrap up today. We'll start with you, Shena Marie.
I would just say whatever desire is placed on your heart, like for your business or your life, is there for a reason. So instead of fighting it, lean into it. And there's a way to make money doing literally anything. So whatever you have as a desire, just start, just do it.
Like Nike.
Simple.
Yep.
But do it. Yeah. And because it's inside of you. And that's where I read this meme not so long ago. It said, we're not tired because we're doing too much. We're tired because we're doing too much of what doesn't light us up. When it's from inside of you, it totally lights you up. You can run on that. You don't get burnt out.
Yeah.
Burnout doesn't come from doing what you're passionate about. It comes from feeling like you have to do all these other things in addition to it. So yeah, amen to that, Shena Marie. Yeah, that was beautiful. Conni?
Well, in this month of December, it's going to be different than what we're used to. We can't connect with our friends. We don't have parties maybe, or everything is more limited. So I want you to make sure that you get time for yourself. Wake up, give yourself 1 minute of meditation, and that's focused breathing, inhaling for 2 counts, holding your breath for 2 counts, and then slowly exhaling for 2 counts, and allow yourself to just be happy and content with yourself. The world will take care of itself. Really just focus on you for this next month. Love the people around you, love your community, love the world, and we will all get through this.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful, day, right? Well, I'm Angel Tussey. I am your media exposure specialist, your media magnet. We've started Entrepreneurs of Reinvention, 100 days of hope, support, and encouragement in our Media Mastery Facebook group. We have probably 36 people that have a story, an inspiring story to share. And so tune in every single day on Media Mastery and hang out with us. And if you've got something you want to share, we'd love to hear your stories too. And you can get all that information inside of our Media Mastery Facebook group. If you want more media exposure, you can grab my complimentary media starter kit at makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. Step-by-step, everything you need to get started on creating even more media exposure for you, your business, your book, and your brand.
And don't forget, next Tuesday is our Connect Summit. It is a free summit. You can go to Eventbrite, look for Connect Virtual Summit and sign up for that. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have some amazing speakers. I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the Gratitude Specialist. And if you're struggling with attracting the right clients, knowing how to connect to them, or even if you just don't know how to convert them into clients, I have a complimentary guide that I hope you grow your audience organically, online and offline. Connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships and turn them into paying clients. You can grab that guide if you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Thank you, ladies, for coming on, being a bright start to our day. And we hope you guys have a fabulous day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.